También, si lo prefieres, podría invitarte a comer.
Stop! No!
Warning. This erotic horror game contains images that might trigger an epileptic attack to a photosensible person. Disturbing or sensitive themes such as gore, rape, drug abuse, stalking, suicide, depression, Stockholm Syndrome, as well as the graphic sexual content. This is a work of fiction intended to an audience of only 18 plus years old. The developers neither endorse nor condone the behaviors that will be reflected throughout the game. If you as a player don't like this content or find the content too disgusting, we kindly ask you to close the game. Continue at your own risk.
Well, golly, that was some warning. I have a feeling that this game is going to give me a few brand new nightmares. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David, and today I want to play a game called A Double-Sided Mirror.
Hola.
Charlie, ¿está todo bien?
Charlie, is everything all right?
Sí, ¿a qué viene esa pregunta?
Yeah, why are you asking that?
Lo siento, simplemente lo siento.
Who are you and why are you sorry? I'm sorry. I'm just really sorry.
Tuviste esa pesadilla de nuevo, ¿verdad? Ya te lo dije. Tú no tuviste la culpa de nada, Lucy.
You had that nightmare again, didn't you? I've already told you, Lucy. You're not the one to blame for all of that. It's not your fault.
Lo sé, pero no puedo evitar sentirme así. Si no fuera por mí, nada de esto nos hubiera sucedido. No habría sufrido todas las cosas que sufriste.
I know, but I can't help it. If it wasn't for me, none of this would have happened. You wouldn't have suffered all those horrible things.
Perdón. De seguro ya debes estar cansado de mis llamadas, aguantando a tu hermana a altas horas de la noche.
Sorry. I'm sure you must be tired of all my calls by now, putting up with your sister at late hours of the night.
Y justo cuando tengo una cita en la mañana.
Especially when I have a date in the morning.
¿Una cita? ¿Por qué no me habías mencionado nada al respecto?
A date? Why didn't you tell me anything about that? Charlie?
Charlie, ¿estás allí?
Charlie? You're still here?
No te lo dijo porque sabría que reaccionarías así.
Oh no, another person. He didn't tell you because he knew you would react this way.
¿Eres tú? Tú planeaste todo esto para él, ¿verdad?
It's you. You planned all of this for him, didn't you?
Charlie no está listo aún para tener citas y lo sabes. Esto es totalmente peligroso y yo no voy a permitirlo. No voy a permitirlo.
Charlie isn't ready for having dates yet, and you know that. This is completely dangerous, and I won't allow it. I won't allow it.
Ya lo veremos, hermanita.
We'll see, little sis. Charlie! Okay, so a bunch of lore right off the bat. Okay, so there's Charlie. He's not supposed to be going on dates, and something happened, and I think Lucy is his sister, and she caused something, and now there's a third person who's there. My name is Espoir. It means hope in French, as in I hope I don't get nightmares for whatever's about to happen. Espoir du vide. It means hope in French, right?
Yes.
Oh. You're very welcome. It is an honor to play your game. It's an honor that you're playing our game. Hope you find yourself a new husband while playing. Oh no. Oh dear, oh no, I'm terrified, but I may come out with a wedding ring. Have fun. Oh dear. I love that. That tickles me so much. Thank you so much. I'm just a little silly lady on the internet. I'm nobody. I'm super flattered when anybody does that for me. Thank you. 10 minutes late. This can't be possible. What kind of impression I'm gonna give showing up this late? I just hope he keeps waiting for me, or this whole trip will have been in vain. I can't bear the idea of going back home, just to eat ice cream and listen to the same songs over and over while I get lost in my imagination and sadness. Okay, maybe the developer of this game knows me too well. I wouldn't have to go through all of this if I had never fallen in love with him. I hope I'll never see him again. I let out a small sigh as I clenched my fists slightly due to the helplessness I felt just remembering my ex-boyfriend's face. There's no use dwelling on this right now. I see you. That. There. Sunny Day Jack outfit. I kind of want that. Oh yeah, I did read that there's a bunch of cameos in this game. I hope I don't miss any. And that is a very pretty dress over there. I don't know if that's a reference to anything. Now I'm thinking about wearing Sunny Day Jack's jacket. It's probably nice and big and warm. There's no use dwelling on this right now. At least I'm close. Finally, I'm here. Ooh. We agreed the meeting point was at the main entrance doors of the mall. Could he have left? Maybe he thought I wouldn't make it at the end and the date would be cancelled. Uh-oh. Is Charlie the one I'm going on a date with? Oh no. Oh, I'm opening up a whole can of worms. This is gonna be fun. But if that were the case, he would have definitely messaged me through the app just to confirm whether we'd still have the date or not. Besides, at first glance, it doesn't seem like anyone is looking for someone else. What a waste of time. All I've done for the last 15 minutes is stand here waiting like an idiot. Perhaps I should walk around a little bit to distract myself. That way, time will pass more quickly. He better text me soon to apologize for keeping me waiting. I'll give him one chance. If only the dating app allowed us to make calls, I wouldn't be waiting like an idiot. I curse their stupid strict security code. Well, that's probably for the best. Although, being a bit more realistic, I glanced at my phone, which was terribly damaged. The screen is cracked, the display is failing, the battery overheats, and many other things. I wouldn't be able to answer even if I wanted to. This old phone can barely get a signal in this place. And the worst part of all, I couldn't pay this month's plan. Geez, all the horrible things in the world have happened to your phone. It's the first and only phone I've had, but I really need an upgrade. Thankfully, the mall has Wi-Fi, and I can avoid all that hassle. I let out a sigh as I opened the app to check my date's profile. Still nothing from him. What a dilemma. All of this for a simple blind date. I'll wait for another 5 minutes. If he doesn't show up by then, I'm out of here. Wait a minute, I just realized that eye symbol back there looked familiar and... Guys,
Not me! It me! It's so pretty!
Okay, focus. And here I thought I was going to be having nightmares in the middle of the night, which still could happen. But here I'm just going to be thinking about some awesome developers put little old me in their game. Half an hour. I've been waiting for half an hour. I think it's for the best if I don't even stay here anymore. I'm just waiting for someone who'll never show up. What's so hard for him to just send at least one single message? At least I would know he's still alive. I just don't want to think that something bad could have happened to him just because we agreed to meet in this place. It's not like he had a car accident. Oh no, I didn't hear from them for 30 minutes. They're gone and I'm never going to see them again. That's me. That's me. Or encountered a gang who tried to rob him. Or maybe he got killed because he was mistaken for someone else. Yeah, this sounds like my overthinking already. What if he had an accident with a gang who tried to kidnap him and then kill him? That's totally possible, right? Okay. Maybe I'm exaggerating. That sounded really stupid. Dang it. I hate having anxiety. I should try not to overthink the situation now. These are just extremist thoughts that sound ridiculous once you say it out loud. Actually, something that I've tried to do to help with this anxiety is think, what is the best that could happen? Try to flip it over in your mind and think, what is the best thing that could have happened? Maybe a sibling of theirs had a child. Maybe they won a bunch of money and now they have to get a lawyer. Paying attention to that is the worst thing I can do. I just need to clear my mind and stop imagining nonsense once and for all. A cafe. I guess I could take a little look. At least I'll be able to focus on something other than the delay of my date. At least I'll be able to focus on something other than... What? Also, I could treat myself to something sweet after waiting for a while. I deserve something tasty at least. Ooh. There's probably so many cameos flying right over my head. Ooh, those cakes. Ooh, those look delicious. Wow, I didn't expect it to be so cozy. Well, I'll sit in the corner for now. One might expect something very simple for a small cafe like this, but it has everything necessary for a full establishment, and the interior design is so charming that it makes the place perfect. I want to go there. I want to go to there and be in there. But despite having customers in such a lovely place, it's very odd that there are only 3 people. Usually, these places are filled with people who would die just to be near the entrance. You can tell they have a wide variety of sweets and pastries, although a bit expensive for what they offer. Could that be the reason why there aren't many people here? I didn't bring as much money to spend within 5 minutes of entering a store. It's best to order a milkshake. They look delicious, they're cheap, and I can take advantage of staying here for a while and enjoying the atmosphere. Oh, that does look nice and lovely. After waiting a couple of minutes, a waitress approached to take my order.
Es un gusto poder atenderle. Mi nombre es Cameron. Dígame, ¿qué le sirvo el día de hoy?
She's so pretty! So pretty!
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Cameron. I'll be your waitress. So tell me, what would you like to order? The waitress said with a somewhat irritated tone of voice while looking at me indifferently. Maybe making some small talk will cheer her up a bit. Everything on the menu sounds delicious, and honestly, I'd like to break the routine of ordering a simple coffee, you know? Okay, bad idea. Miss Cameron is not having any of it. The waitress's reaction of what I said only made the discomfort and awkwardness fill my body. I should better finish this pitiful situation and order something random. Not too expensive, though. I'm gonna take a Midori Delight. Please? The waitress didn't change her expression and just focused on writing down my order.
Ok, es una fantástica elección. En un momento le traeré su pedido.
She sounds so enthused. Don't get too excited, Miss Cameron. Okay, you've made a wonderful choice. I'll bring your order in a minute.
Thank you.
I think I now understand why there isn't a lot of people in this place. Although, I can't judge that just by the way she treated me.
Disculpe.
After all, she didn't treat me poorly or insult me. It was just somewhat intimidating. I shouldn't even care so much about the waitress's attitude. At some point, I probably have the same expression on my face every day, and nobody tells me anything.
Disculpe.
I heard that. I understand a very, very small amount of Espanol. In the end, you can't really know what's going on with other people's lives and how it affects their mood. Most likely, she just had a bad day.
Disculpe.
Hey, ma'am. I think I got so lost in my thoughts that I didn't notice the fixed stare and furrowed brow of the waitress in front of me.
¿Me está escuchando? Le estoy diciendo que son $5.
Are you ignoring me? I'm telling you, it's $5.
Si no tiene dinero en efectivo para pagar por su pedido, también aceptamos tarjetas de crédito. Pero no crea que se irá sin pagar por lo que pidió.
Yes, ma'am. If you don't have cash to pay for your milkshake, we also take credit cards, but don't think you're gonna leave without paying for it. I'm so sorry. Here's the money for the milkshake. Oh, poor Miss Cameron. She looks like she's gonna explode at any minute. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much, and please forgive me for all the inconvenience. Ooh. Ah, there's a little cameo to your game up there. Oh. After handing over the money, I took out my cell phone and started reviewing old conversations to pretend I was talking to someone. Why is this just me? Why is this just me and my actual anxiety? The waitress stared at me strangely for a couple of seconds, and then left. I sighed in relief immediately. Man, kill me. I don't want to continue like this anymore. Despite everything that has happened so far, I think the day won't end as bad as I imagined. Ignoring everything that just happened, I took a small sip of the milkshake. Honestly, its taste is very peculiar. It's sweet, with a smooth and fluffy texture. I would say it's one of the best milkshakes I've ever had. Ooh. Although it may sound silly, just being able to taste it made my nerves disappear. Being at a slightly secluded table made everything more pleasant. I no longer had that ugly thought from before. I could only focus on watching people through the cafe's window, enjoying their day, relaxing, and letting go of ongoing responsibilities.
Disculpa.
I was just about to say, I wish this moment never ends. Yes, ma'am. Me and my big mouth. I turned my head, only to find the waitress walking towards me. Perhaps there was some issue with the payment? Did something happen?
Me pidieron que le trajera este pequeño regalo.
Uh-oh. Someone asked me to send this to you as a gift. She brought me a small, beautifully decorated slice of strawberry cake, ready to eat. Alongside it was a small folded yellow paper. Out of obvious curiosity, I opened it immediately. I'm sorry for coming this late, and I genuinely apologize for not being brave enough to come over to your table so that I can apologize properly, and I really hope you still want to have the date with me. Oh,
Vaya.
Ma'am, don't laugh, he's being sincere.
Si esa es su forma de disculparse, es la más patética que he visto.
Oh, if that's the way he's apologizing, then it's the most pathetic apology I've ever seen in my life. Without realizing it, I read the paper out loud. Ignoring my urge to die, I couldn't help but think that what the waitress said was true, despite it being an inappropriate comment. Wait, she shouldn't be here. Doesn't she have any other customers to take their orders or something? I simply watched her struggle not to laugh in my face due to my rather embarrassing situation. Excuse me, who sent all of this?
Sí, fue el chico que está ahí.
Oh, yeah, it was that guy over there. I looked to where she was pointing. Most people here were either taking their orders to go or sitting for a while, eating, then leaving. But that guy was the only one without an order, and was occasionally looking directly at my table. When he realized I was looking at him, he quickly looked in another direction and pretended to be doing something else. Okay, that's very strange. Why would he send me this cake out of nowhere? Could it be a trap? But if what he wrote on the note was true, then that means he's my blind date. For how did he know I was here? He probably saw me through the window and sneakily came in. Yeah, at least he arrived. At least he's here. Well, at least he arrived. After an hour and a half of delay, of course. Ooh.
Here comes
Listen, sir.
the boy.
I took the cake and the milkshake as I stood up to head over to the table where my supposed date was. I could see him fiddling with his hands as he looked out of the window, trying to pretend he hadn't seen me. Is he really nervous about all this? Oh. It seemed like he gave a small start when he heard me slide my things onto the table, even though it was obvious I was coming over here. It's very odd. Hi. It's nice to finally meet you. I tried to extend my hand to greet him. However, he just kept looking elsewhere while attempting to reciprocate the greeting. Poor thing. He was so nervous he couldn't stop shifting in his seat. Is he really that excited to meet me? What's wrong? Can't you speak? Or are you scared of me? Relax, I don't bite. Upon hearing my attempt at joking with him, his expression immediately changed. Oh, displaying a tender and apprehensive look, coupled with a faint smile.
Lo siento.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Es que realmente estaba reuniendo el valor para poder disculparme por la tardanza.
Oh, it's just that I was actually really gathering the courage to apologize for being late.
Eso fue muy grosero de mi parte y realmente lo siento. Espero puedas disculparme.
Sweet baby, what could possibly go wrong here? That was very rude of me, and I'm really sorry. I hope you can forgive me. When he finishes speaking, he once again averted his gaze, perhaps out of the lingering shame for keeping me waiting all this time, and realizing that during the entire period, all he's done to try to face his fears to speak to me. I feel sorry for him, but it makes me a bit uncomfortable. Still, this could have been avoided if he had just told me he'd be late. But then again, the lady on the phone was probably trying to stop him. Well, at least we're here now. As I looked at him, I noticed his expression becoming increasingly uneasy, and the surrounding silence only made the situation worse. Why does he act this way? Despite being kind to him, he still can't talk to me or look at me. I know he feels bad, but he could at least say something. I let out a small sigh of the frustration I was feeling. This is really complicated. I don't want to hurt his feelings, but I also don't want to lie and pretend everything's perfect. After all, showing up out of the blue, apologizing, and buying a cake won't make me forget his lack of commitment. It would make me forget mine. That cake was probably delicious. It's better to tell him the truth. Don't worry, Baba. Don't worry, baby. It's gonna be okay. This is a blind date and this is the first date. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry. That makes two of us arriving late. I guess that's the first thing we have in common, don't you think? Oh. I think the best thing I can do is give him a moment. After all, the embarrassment he feels must be very overwhelming, and rejecting his apologies would be very rude of me. Hey, at least he tried. At least he tried to make it up. Immediately, he looked at me with surprise in his eyes. However, with a shy smile, he quickly glanced away. My mere presence seemed to make him nervous. Oh. I let out a small sigh and decided to take a spoonful of the cake he had brought me. It looked really delicious, and it would be a shame not to start eating it. But how delicious! This is the best cake I've ever tasted. After a few seconds, I could hear a faint murmur from him. It seemed like he wanted to tell me something, so I stopped eating the cake to listen.
¿Y te gustó el pastel?
So, did you like the cake?
Elegí el de fresa porque es mi sabor favorito. Creí que también te gustaría.
I chose strawberry because it's my favorite flavor. I thought you might like it too. Yeah, I like strawberry. There's very little cake flavors that I don't like. I guess it's a good icebreaker subject. I loved it. The flavor is simply exquisite. The sweetness of the strawberry and the softness of the cake, along with the cream, made it a feast for the palate. I really appreciate you going through the trouble of buying this for me. But if you really like it that much, it's not fair that only I eat it. How about you have some too? Aww. His expression changed quickly. He blushed and looked very surprised by what I said.
¿En serio? Pero solo hay una cuchara.
Oh. Huh? Really? But there's only one spoon. I have to admit it. His extreme shyness is quite entertaining to watch, as it makes him so nervous. It's just too adorable and makes me feel fondness. Sweet, precious, baby, his smile must be protected. While he kept trying to give me an excuse as to why he couldn't eat, I took a bit of the cake and unexpectedly shoved it into his mouth, making his face turn even redder as he simply chewed on it. Aww. If you want me to forgive you, it's better if you eat with me, so hush and just enjoy the taste. I know it's not right to talk to him like that, but it's the only way he'll understand that I don't mind sharing his gift. See, that wasn't so hard, is it?
¿Me disculpas un momento, por favor?
Oh, could you please excuse me for a moment, please? Oh, sure. In that moment, I saw him taking out a water bottle from his backpack, along with a pill, which almost slipped from his trembling hands. I could see how embarrassed he was for not being able to keep his composure. He immediately took the pill he had in his hands somewhat desperately, as if he were trying to end his suffering once and for all. It's definitely the strangest reaction I've seen to something as small as feeding someone a piece of cake. Well, I mean, this is your first date. And you fed him with your own spoon. That's gonna fluster anybody. Was it too much for him? Oh. It's clear that he's shy and a bit jumpy, but I didn't think that would bother him. Although, now that I think about it, someone with those qualities would get very anxious if their boundaries were crossed without their consent. Aww. But I'm such an idiot. I shouldn't have been so reckless with him. I'm sorry if that bothered you or made you uncomfortable in any way. I just wanted you to not be so tense about what happened earlier. I thought giving you some cake would fix that. I'm sorry. Oh. He turned to look at me while silence once again filled our table, his gaze lost, as if he had forgotten where we were. I suppose due to the bad time I made him go through. Just shoving your spoon that you used into his mouth like an indirect kiss. However, I heard him stammer a bit again, as if he were trying to find the right words to tell me something.
Oh, no te preocupes. Es solo que...
Oh, no, don't worry. It's just that...
Estas pastillas son para una condición que tengo desde hace un tiempo. Pero no te preocupes, no es nada grave.
These pills are for a condition I've had for a while. But don't worry, it's nothing serious.
Además, no hiciste nada malo, así que no es necesario que te disculpes, ¿sí?
Also, you didn't do anything wrong, so there's no need for you to apologize, okay?
¿Qué tal si mejor hablamos de ti?
What about if we just talk about you? Oh, I see. But you hadn't mentioned anything about that when we talked on the app. Why didn't you tell me? Despite trying to put on a smile, it was quite clear that he felt bad. It was as if his gaze could only reflect the sadness he was feeling at the moment. I didn't mean to sound too pushy. If you don't want to tell me, I understand.
No, está bien. Yo
No, it's fine. I just...
no quería que creyeras que era alguien raro o débil y luego no hubieras aceptado tener la cita conmigo.
I didn't want you to think that I was weird or weak, and then you wouldn't have agreed to have the date with me. I know it's not your fault, and you have every right to keep things about yourself hidden until you're ready to tell me. But even so, I would have liked to know that earlier, so I wouldn't have behaved so rudely. Feeling a bit nervous, I placed my hands on his, giving him some gentle strokes to let him know that everything was okay. Judging by his expression, it was clear that the gesture surprised him. Poor thing. I wonder how many people have rejected him just because he has a nervous condition. Don't worry, you're not weird in any way. You're just a bit different in real life. But the change in attitude is normal. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't dying of nerves on my way here, so I understand you perfectly.
Oh.
I could see him blushing as he looked at me in a very adorable way.
Gracias por decir eso. Nunca nadie me había dicho algo parecido y lo aprecio bastante.
Thank you for saying that. No one has ever said something like that to me before, and I really appreciate it.
Realmente eres una muy buena persona. Y la verdad, ahora me siento un poco mejor sobre mí mismo.
You're actually a really good person, and honestly, I feel a bit better about myself now.
You're so sweet.
If you don't mind, I'd like to get to know you better. Would you like to go out again sometime? What I said surprised him a lot. Perhaps he expected a different response from me. Maybe a rejection or something similar. But I think it's best to stay in touch with him. It feels like he needs my support, as much as I need his to start my new life. Oh yeah, I'm getting over a bad breakup. Besides, his reactions are so adorable that I couldn't forget them even if I wanted to. It's as if each of his actions were made by a helpless little lamb.
Oh.
Although I couldn't help but notice something. While he looked surprised by my question about staying in touch, his finger kept moving rapidly on the table. Is it normal that your finger moves like that, or...?
¡Oh, lo siento! Supongo que me emocioné. Definitivamente es un sí. Me encantaría que nos siguiéramos conociendo.
Precious baby. Sorry. I think I got a little carried away. Definitely a yes. I'd love to keep getting to know each other. Perfect. I'd better... I heard my spoon hitting the plate, making me suddenly stop talking. Looking down, I saw there was no more cake. Without realizing it, and all this time we were talking, I finished all the cake, along with my shake. It's clear that I don't know how to share when it comes to food. How embarrassing. I'm sorry. I know I said I would share the cake with you, but I got carried away by the taste. But I promise to make it up to you next time we go out.
No te preocupes. Después de todo, yo compré el pastel como una forma de disculpa. Así que se podría decir que estamos a mano.
No worries. After all, I bought the cake as an apology, so you could say we're even.
Además, con solo salir contigo una próxima vez, me parece más que suficiente.
He's so precious.
But besides, just going out with you another time is more than enough, eh? I breathed a sigh of relief. I really didn't think I'd be so kind and gentle. I glanced over my shoulder at the clock on the other side of the place. When I saw the time, my stomach churned a bit. I didn't realize I'd spent so much time here. Yeah, an hour and a half and then probably another hour. Look at that. Time flies when you're having fun, right? It was really nice meeting you, but I really have to get back home. See
¡Un
you.
momento!
Yes.
I felt his grip on my wrist somewhat forceful, though it didn't cause much harm. It was a bit exaggerated for someone as timid and nervous as him.
Si no te molesta, ¿te gustaría intercambiar números? Quisiera asegurarme de que llegues a salvo a casa y, bueno, tener un mejor contacto contigo.
For a minute I forgot all about all those warnings. If you don't mind, would you like to exchange numbers? I want to make sure you get home safely and, well, have a better way to stay in contact with you. It's true. Even though we had talked for a considerable time online, neither of us knew each other's real names. Oh. The dating app only allowed us to use present nicknames, and it was forbidden to share our real names for security reasons. If they noticed you breaking the rule, they could permanently ban you from the app. A bit exaggerated for my taste, but I guess it's acceptable. You never know what kind of psychopath might be lurking on the internet. Yeah. Sure, how should I save you? He quickly handed me another yellow paper with his number written on it, looking down as if trying to hide his excitement.
Soy Charlie. Charlie McKay.
I'm Charlie. Charlie McKay. That's a lovely name. It was very nice spending the afternoon with you, Charlie. I'm Espoir. Once again, he looked away while trying to hide his blush. I guess the formal introduction got him a bit excited. Oh, he's just so adorable. Oh no. After exchanging numbers, I gave Charlie a small hug before leaving the store. When I glanced back, I saw him waving goodbye from his seat. Charlie? Charlie, what's with that face? Charlie! Mailed. I almost missed the last train home. If I had stayed 5 more minutes at the cafe, I wouldn't have made it in time. How can it be that the schedule around here keeps getting worse? The last train was supposed to leave in about 20 minutes. And even though there are many people here, they shouldn't have to rush like this. It's so easy to dampen the mood with things as small as these. But this time, I won't let that happen. Today was a great day, and I had some delicious sweets, and my date with Charlie was better than I imagined. It's a good start, considering all the crap I had to go through earlier. I took out my phone for a moment to see if I could distract myself, but with no internet, there wasn't much to do. You could play, like, Snake. I think that's the game we had on our old phones. I sighed, and after browsing my gallery for 7 minutes, I put away my phone, feeling boredom consume me even more and more. Fortunately, I'm almost home now. Why is the music so spooky all of a sudden? While I was trying to distract myself by looking out of the subway window, I felt someone sit down in the seat next to me. Hey! When I turned my head to the side, I found a guy staring at me. What's up, friend? Why is he looking at me like that? Could he be someone I know? No, I don't think so. No one knows that I moved to this city. Besides, someone so creepy with such a terrifying stare can't have good intentions. Or maybe I'm just overreacting. Hey, friend. Maybe he's an art student with a jacket stained in red paint, heading back home. Perhaps if I ignore him and pretend he isn't here... Oh no, now he's smiling, or was he always smiling? Perhaps if I ignore him and pretend he isn't here, I'll get off at the next stop. As I looked away for a moment, I could hear him starting to breathe somewhat heavily. Despite trying to ignore him and not show any interest, I noticed how he shifted a bit closer to me, to the point where I could feel his breath on my neck. Hey, buddy! Hey, dude! shenanigans! I can't stand this situation anymore. Cut that out. I think I'll have to leave before I get to my station. I said cut that out! I felt his hand against mine, caressing me insistently until, at one point, I could feel his hand trying to intertwine his fingers with mine. I definitely have to get out of here. Without warning, I got up from my seat and headed as quickly as possible towards the exit doors of the subway. As soon as these opened, I ran out into the street, hoping that that fluffing a-hole wasn't following me. Terrifying. I am scared. Oh geez, and it's raining? Ugh. Finally, I'm home. What the actual fluff? That fluffing weirdo? Did he want to fluffing kill me or assault me? I have enough living in a dangerous area at night without some urgent idiot coming to bother me. Luckily, there was no one on the streets at this hour, and the neighborhood gangs were not around the corners. But that doesn't mean that the fear I felt all this time is already gone. Better not be anything funny hiding in those shadows. My breathing was getting more and more agitated. When I looked down, I could see my hands were shaking uncontrollably. Just thinking about that man breathing on my neck made my stomach turn with pain. I just have to ignore that all that happened. I just have to breathe and try to calm down. Ah! I jumped in fear as I felt my phone ring and vibrate insistently in my pocket. I quickly took it out to silence it once and for all. Why the fluff are you ringing now? You scared me to death. Huh? Isn't this Charlie's number? Oh, he's probably just checking up on me. Upon opening the notification, I could read the message that had been sent to me. Hello. I know it's a bit late, but I didn't mention I would write, so forgive me if I startled you. I just wanted to make sure you got home safely. Also, I apologize if this bothers you. If you'd like, we could just talk again through the dating app. I don't want to bother you, so whatever you decide will be fine by me. Well, I'll stop writing now. It was a tiring day for you. Rest well, Espoir. Despite meeting in person, it seems he's still shy around me. But what did he mean by forgive me if I startled you? Could it be about him texting me? Well, maybe I did forget that he would send me a message, but I don't think it would be enough to startle me. Charlie? Charlie? That better not have been you on the train, Charlie. Or would it? No, I think I'm overthinking it too much. He probably said that because he still feels bad about being late to our date. He really is so adorable. He is, though. At least reading his message helped me calm down. Well, I'd better eat something before going to sleep. Oh no! The scariest thing of them all! I have no food! Oh no, 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 no! Are you fluffing? Kidding me? Is that a peanut? Is that a single peanut? That fluffing bastard made me forget I had to buy groceries before getting home. Oh yeah. Gosh darn spooky guy. I'll punch you in your stomach, I will. What am I going to eat now? I really wish I could have another slice of that strawberry cake Charlie brought me. At least that way I could remember the one good thing that happened today. Ah! Nani? Okay. What just happened? Why do I feel my head a bit lighter? Huh? Shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
I don't remember this piece of cake. It looks like the one Charlie bought me today. Maybe I bought it somewhere else and didn't realize it. Well, that cake won't eat itself, so Espoir, you're not going to question that. Taking a spoonful of the cake, I could feel the flavor enveloping me completely. It was so delicious that it seemed to erase any worries I had, and I could only think about how delightful it was and the date I had in the afternoon. I'll definitely invite him out again. Well, I'd better start getting ready for bed. I have to go grocery shopping early tomorrow. Boy, it sure would be amazing if my refrigerator was also stuffed with hundreds of thousands of dollars. No? Okay, more cake is fine. After finishing the cake, I washed the plate and went to brush my teeth. Cake for dinner. Oh, this room is so cozy. Oh. As I entered my room, I took off my clothes and put on my pajamas to get ready for bed. I let out a small yawn before placing my phone on the nightstand and plugging it in so the battery would be fully charged in the morning. Now it's sweet old bedtime. Turning off the lights, I slowly approached my bed. Fluff. I'm beat. I began to nestle between my sheets, cuddling my stuffed animals, feeling like I'd fall asleep any second now. Better not be no shenanigans at my window.
Talking about shenanigans, right?
Right, before sleeping, I should text him back. Oh yeah. Don't worry, if you want, we can go out another day. In fact, we could go somewhere else in the city. But I'm going to sleep now. See you tomorrow. I hope you have a good night, Charlie. Oh, how nice. How lovely. What could possibly go wrong? How nice, how sweet. Cute! Oh. Oh, that was fun. I'm still a little on guard. This is only a demo, but this is a really well made so far. Everything's so fancy, everything's so lovely. This is so cute. Precious baby boy. His smile will be protected, even if he does create shenanigans. I'm still on guard. I'm still. Okay. I was waiting for anything silly to start happening. But how did he know I was here? Yeah, how did he know I was here? I mean, he probably could have just walked by and saw me. Wait, no. He doesn't know what I look like. He doesn't know my name. He doesn't know what I look like. So how did he know I was here? Besides, how can I know if that's really him? He never called me to confirm the exact place in the mall, but plus the cafe is very far from the meeting point. We've only talked through chat, and I still haven't received any messages from him. Has he been following me all this time? He doesn't seem like a potential danger from this distance, but I don't want to take the risk and end up in the news with my face all blurry with the headline saying, "Dead body full of bullets found in an empty lot."
Disculpa, ¿todo está bien?
Excuse me, is everything okay? Huh? Yeah, everything's fine. Just fantasizing about my demise. I said with my voice trembling slightly. I could feel the fear taking hold of me. I immediately stood up from my seat to approach this guy, although I can't help feeling some fear for him. All of this is so strange that something isn't right. But I can't make it obvious. I have to keep everything under control if I want to keep this guy away from me. Without him noticing, I took his gift and— What? What? Oh, well, yeah, a mysterious person gives you cake. You probably shouldn't eat it, but threw it in the trash? Without him noticing, I took his gift and threw it in the trash before reaching his table and sitting down. It's better not to give him the satisfaction of me accepting his apologies. Hello. I see this is more cautious and straightforward. This guy just averted his gaze and fiddled with his hands, trying to ignore that I had just greeted him. He really gives me a bad feeling. I need to get out of here soon. I took a deep breath to be able to speak as soon as possible and end this nightmare and block this weirdo for good. Listen, this was all a bad idea. Meeting a stranger is the worst thing I could have done. I waited for you for a long time, but you never showed up. I even hoped you'd send me a message, but you did nothing. And now you just suddenly appear and know exactly where I was? And to top it all off, you buy me a darn cake as if that's enough to overlook all of this? I mean, I would overlook all of this for some cake, especially some cake that good. The guy seemed nervous to the point of trembling with the nerves he surely felt. He tried to speak, but I didn't allow it. I didn't care what he was going to tell me, or if there was any explanation for this entire situation. I just wanted to get away from him as soon as I could. Oh, in this playthrough his smile will not be protected. I only came to tell you that I don't want to see you again. Just forget about me and my existence. And don't even think about following me. Believe me, I'll notice. And if you do, I'll call the police without hesitation. Got it? If you really are who you say you are, I don't want to know more about you. Don't try to find me, and don't send me any more messages. I don't want to, nor do I intend to read the pathetic apologies of a sick person like you. Just stay away from me. Gosh darn, Espoir, you're going for the throat today. This Espoir woke up and chose violence. Jeez. I walk away from the place without bothering to look back at him. That guy, his behavior. I shook my head slightly and continued walking. I still don't feel confident enough to go back home. He might be following me, even though I threatened him. I entered the bookstore, still feeling afraid. I could sense that I was being watched. Because of that, I could hear my heart beating rapidly. My breathing became increasingly agitated, and my vision became somewhat blurry. Oh, you're having a bit of a panic attack. I'm scared. I heard my phone ring a couple of times. I decided to take it out and see who was calling me. An unknown number. It's him. It must be him. But how does he have my number? Is he fluffing crazy? He's probably looking for me the moment I left the cafe. I knew his vibe was bad. He's a darn stalker. I quickly hung up the call and blocked the number to prevent him from calling me again. I hid among the bookshelves in the furthest section. I pretended to be looking for something among the books to avoid arousing suspicion. I just hope he doesn't find me. It seems I'm safe for now. Calm down. Name 3 things that are blue and 3 things that are rectangular shaped. Thank goodness. Can I just... Hold on a second. Can I just pause to say the amount of detail in this whole game, but in this scene alone? Huh. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I felt my anxiety and fear slowly leaving my body. Espoir, this is the last fluffing time that you're going to meet a stranger from an app. It would be better to find a way to escape from the mall without him noticing. But for now, I'll keep browsing these books. Maybe even buy a self-defense one in case I run into that guy again. Suddenly, I felt a hand resting on my shoulder, causing me to jump a little. Ah! I turned around and saw a red-haired guy in front of me. It nearly gave me a heart attack. I thought it was the weirdo from the cafe.
Perdóneme, pero ¿usted sabe dónde puedo encontrar el nuevo libro de Fox Hunter? ¿O ya se agotaron?
Excuse me, do you know where I can find the new Fox Hunter book? Or have they sold out?
Si ese es el caso, ¿podría decirme cuándo vendrían las próximas ediciones?
If that's the case, could you tell me when the next editions will come? Eh? How would I know that? Only someone who worked... Ah, I see what's going on here. How awkward. Sorry, but I don't work here.
Ay, disculpa, no me di cuenta. Es que llevas el mismo tipo de ropa a la de los empleados de este lugar.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize. It's just that you're dressed like the employees here. The guy smiled a bit embarrassingly, but I didn't pay much attention to him. My mind is still on alert from the scare I had a while ago.
Soy yo otra vez.
It's me again.
No quiero molestarte o sonar grosero, pero te ves algo mal.
I don't mean to bother you or sound rude, but you look a little off.
¿Te encuentras bien? ¿O hay algo en lo que te pueda ayudar?
Are you okay? Or is there something I can help you with? Eh? Help me? I really need to learn to be more subtle with my emotions. Although, thinking about it, maybe that weirdo will stay away from me if he sees me with someone else. Maybe that way I can finally get rid of him. But I'm not sure if it's wise to tell another stranger what happened with that guy. Should I tell him, or should I just pretend like nothing happened? Don't make me choose.
Hello there.
Eep! Yeah, sure. Listen, friend, you're not gonna believe this stuff. I think I'm gonna take the risk. It's the best thing I can do at this point, actually. I took a deep breath as he kept looking at me with an expression that only showed concern. I made the worst decision of my life. Today I came to meet my date, and well, he's basically a stranger I met online, and he's harassing me. But seriously, I felt that I knew enough about him to meet him in person. I never imagined this would happen. Although I told him not to dare follow me or contact me, just a moment ago I got a call from an unknown number, and I'm sure he's looking for me in the mall right now. The guy's expression changed immediately when he heard me say all that.
¿Es en serio? No te preocupes, ¿sí? Puedo acompañarte para que no te pase nada.
Seriously? Don't worry, okay? I can accompany you so that nothing happens to you. While he was saying that, he looked around as if he were making sure no one was trying to approach us, or rather, me. I definitely felt a little better seeing that this guy didn't plan to do anything weird with me. I'm still side-eyeing you as well, sir. I could feel how I slowly started to feel relieved, thanks to his company. He seemed like someone who genuinely tries to help a person in trouble, instead of just ignoring them and going on their way like everyone else.
Por cierto, olvidé presentarme. Me llamo Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy. By the way, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Jeremy. He extended his hand towards me, expecting me to return the greeting. With a small smile, I shook his hand. Despite having doubted him at first, I had to admit that thanks to his company, I could feel a little safer. Nice to meet you, Jeremy. My name is Espoir. It means hope in French, as in, I hope you are also not a creepy stalker. I really appreciate your help with all of this.
No hay de qué. No me parece correcto ignorar a una persona que está en un potencial peligro. Es un gusto ayudarte.
You're welcome, Espoir. I don't think it's right to ignore someone who might be in danger. It's a pleasure to help you. The guy smiled sweetly as he continued to browse through some books, attentive in case anyone gets too close, occasionally touching my shoulder to signal that I should have moved closer to him just in case he suspects someone. Ah! Jeremy? Jeremy?
¡No deberías estar aquí! ¡No deberías estar aquí! ¡No deberías estar aquí! ¡No deberías estar aquí! ¡No deberías estar aquí!
Dame un momento.
I could understand aquí, which mean here. Was he saying? Sorry, I was too busy freaking out to mentally translate what you were saying, dear.
Hold it!
Jeremy, give me a minute.
Jeremy's saying, give me a moment. I need a moment, Jeremy. Give me a moment. I watched as he answered the call, without moving too far away from my side, pretending to search for some books at least to try to ignore what he was talking about. It's probably something urgent, and he might have to leave. Well, at least I have some time to figure out how to escape from this place.
Genial, me llamaron del trabajo.
Great. They need me at my job again. Don't worry, anyway. I have to get back home before it gets too late. Thank you for taking the trouble to help me with, well, you know.
No me refería a que ya me debía ir.
No, I didn't mean that I should leave now.
¿Qué pasa si ese tipo aún te está buscando? No lo permitiré. No me importa si me regañan por llegar tarde. No me apartaré de ti hasta que estés a salvo.
Aw, Jeremy's a stand-up guy. I hope nothing happens to him. What if that guy is still looking for you? No, I won't allow it. I don't care if I get scolded for being late. I won't leave you until you're safe. I'm starting to regret asking Jeremy for help.
Así que, ¿me permitirías acompañarte a casa? ¿O al menos dejarte cerca de ahí?
So, would you allow me to accompany you home? Or at least drop you off nearby? It was clear that he was genuinely concerned about my well-being. I'm still sus about you, Jeremy. Still. This can go one of two ways. Dang it. Why the heck wasn't he my blind date? I'm the unluckiest person in the world. I ended up matched with a darn stalker, and not someone kind and polite like Jeremy. Yay. This is undoubtedly the worst day of my new life in this place. At least Jeremy makes it not so terrible. And even though I know it's very contradictory of me to walk away from a stranger and then be with another stranger and let this person take care of me and even considering letting him take me home, I feel that at least Jeremy is not a bad person and doesn't seem to pose any harm to me, unlike the other sick guy. He gives me confidence and security. I'm still narrowing my eyes at you, Jeremy. Thank you. I suppose you could accompany me to the metro station. But I still don't trust him entirely. Yeah. You are adorable, and you look like a sweet baby. But I'm still suspicious. Oh, but Espoir, I thought Jeremy was a good person, and not someone weird like the guy at the cafe. And he is, but I don't want to tempt my luck at this point. Yeah. I better stop thinking about all this. It seems like I'm just having an internal monologue like when I was in high school. I grabbed a self-defense book, and along with Jeremy, we went to pay for our respective books at the cash register, while he made sure no one got too close to me. Aw, but Upon leaving the bookstore, Jeremy and I started talking a bit about how I ended up in this situation. Mainly because I still felt someone was following me, and honestly, the conversation might help me ignore that horrible feeling for a moment. I tried to explain everything that happened in my previous city, and the disaster caused by my ex-boyfriend, so that he would understand why I decided to start my new life here. On his part, he started to explain why he had been called before work, and why this was already routine for him, but at one point he changed the subject.
Oye, sé que esto sonará raro, y puedes decir que no si te incomoda, pero si ese tipo aún está por aquí, sería bueno que sepa que alguien te acompaña, como tu novio o algo así.
Hey, I know this might sound weird, and you can say no if it makes you uncomfortable, but if that guy is still around, it would be good for him to know that someone is with you, like your boyfriend or something. Jeremy? I immediately furrowed my brow. Is he trying to imply something? Yeah.
No es lo que piensas. Solo digo que podríamos tomarnos de la mano. Así podré asegurarme que sigues conmigo por si algo sucede.
I'd raise my eyebrow at you, sir. That's not what I meant. I just meant that we could hold hands, so I can make sure you're still with me if something happens. Well, that's a bit cliché, but I guess it would be okay, after all. It's to keep that weirdo away from me. Did I trade one weirdo for another? I nodded slightly and gently took Jeremy's hand, intertwining his fingers with mine to feel a bit more secure. The way to the subway station was very peaceful, and better than I expected. Jeremy continued explaining to me how, at work, they often asked him to cover shifts for his colleagues because it was tough being a bartender. He told me that, despite genuinely liking his job, dealing with all kinds of people every night can be somewhat stressful. However, before parting ways, he gave me a business card with the bar's address, his name, and his phone number, making sure I could call or drop by whenever I wanted. Aww. Besides that, he asked me to try texting him once I got home, wanting to ensure everything was okay once I boarded the metro. I quickly saved his number and assured him I would do so before leaving. The strange guy didn't show up again, nor did I receive any other weird calls on my way home. Either way, I wouldn't have had any means of being contacted, and if he tried something, I could trust telling Jeremy what was going on, and he would surely help me solve it. I let out a sigh and simply waited to reach my destination. Oh, we didn't meet any creepazoids on the metro? Nice. Home, sweet home. Oh, right. I should write to Jeremy that I arrived without any trouble. Hi, Jeremy. I arrived home a moment ago. Seriously, I thank you so much for everything you did for me today. You're probably working right now, so I'll stop writing to avoid bothering you. Have a good night, and rest when you get home, okay? Goodbye. I'm starving. I better find something to eat for dinner. I tucked my phone into my pocket and let out a small sigh. Despite being hungry, it was already too late, and I really didn't have the energy after everything that had happened today. Time to eat that single peanut that's in my refrigerator. I'll just have something light and head straight to bed. I placed my new book on the kitchen counter, then headed to the fridge. Oh no, no, I have no food. I'll have to eat ketchup for dinner again. Are you fluffing kidding me? How did I forget to buy groceries? What am I gonna eat now? Whatever. I'm more sleepy than hungry anyway. Tomorrow morning I'll go buy groceries. Besides, I could invite Jeremy. I don't think he'd mind accompanying me. Oh, I gets no cake. Upon entering my room, I changed out of my clothes and put on my pajamas to get ready for bed. I let out a small yawn before placing my phone on the nightstand and plugging it in so the battery could be fully charged by morning. How sweet. How nice. I'm so sleepy. I can't stay awake anymore. As I turned off the lights, I slowly approached my bed. Oh, what exhaustion. Oh yeah, you had a panic attack. That's definitely gonna mess with your entire body. I began to nestle into my sheets and hugged my stuffed animals, feeling like I would fall asleep at any moment. I wonder if Jeremy was kind to me just because he genuinely needed to help. Or maybe he did it because he wanted something from me. I shook my head slightly. It's better not to dwell on that. After all, I just want to make friends. My eyes feel heavier and heavier. I'm not sure if I can hold on much longer. Good night. New sleep paralysis demon just dropped. Okay, that turned out mostly better than I thought. What if I don't ask for Jeremy's help? What if I do not take the risk? Just avoid Jeremy, avoid Charlie. No, I shouldn't tell him anything. At this point, I can't take any more risks. Nothing's wrong, okay? Don't worry about me. The guy looked at me attentively with an expression of suspicion and confusion. Perhaps I'm wrong in not accepting help, but it's for the best. I don't want to be in danger anymore.
Está bien, no tomaré más de tu tiempo entonces. Cuídate.
At least this may actually keep Jeremy a little bit safer. It's okay. I won't take any more of your time then. Take care. The guy was clearly walking away, clearly seeking someone's help with the book he was looking for. The serene atmosphere of the bookstore gradually makes me forget about everything that happened. After all, it's been a while, and the stalker hasn't reappeared or tried to call me again. I might even consider buying a book. Some have caught my attention, particularly those about self-defense. I picked one that seemed very interesting, but as I exited the section where I was, I accidentally bumped into someone, falling to the ground. Ouch!
¡Ay, no! ¿Te encuentras bien?
Oh no, he's even cuter! Wait, does he have 2 different color eyes? Aww. Oh no! Are you alright? When I raised my gaze, I saw a tall guy with black hair extending his hand to me. I'm fine. Sorry, I just didn't see you. He does! Aw, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Esplat, this guy doesn't look familiar to you at all? At all? Nothing, really? Okay. The way the guy had helped me, and then had me closer, only made my nerves escalate, so I moved away a bit, making him chuckle at what I said.
No hay nada de qué disculparse. Fue mi error. Quizás no debía caminar tan rápido. Es solo que quería comprar un libro y no me di cuenta que había alguien aquí.
His voice is so pretty. There's nothing to apologize for. It was my mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have walked so fast. I just wanted to buy a book and didn't realize someone was here.
Dime, ¿no te hice daño, o sí?
Tell me, I didn't hurt you, or did I? I'm fine, but I insist it was definitely my fault. I should have paid more attention to my surroundings. I'm really sorry. It's just that I have a lot on my mind. His expression suddenly changed, showing clear concern towards me.
Oh, ¿te encuentras bien? Si algo malo te pasó, puedo tratar de ayudarte.
Oh, are you okay? If something bad happened to you, I could try and help you cheer up a little.
Tal vez no sirva de mucho, pero podría tratar de hacerte algo de compañía y tal vez ayudarte a que puedas olvidar por un rato lo que te está inquietando.
Maybe it won't be much, but I could try to keep you company, and maybe help you forget for a while what's bothering you.
O si solo quieres hablar, también puedes desahogarte conmigo de lo que sea que te haya sucedido. Prometo no juzgarte sin importar lo que pasó.
Or, if you just want to talk, you could also vent to me about whatever happened to you. I promise I'm not going to judge you, no matter what happened. Well, I ran away from a guy who I was supposed to have a blind date, and hey, he kind of looks a lot like you. Why do you have 2 different color eyes now? Why is one of them red? And why does your chest look so comfortable? This guy was too attentive, but something about him intrigued me too much, as if it was something familiar. After a couple of seconds, I noticed that we were still holding hands, although it didn't seem to bother him at all. I quickly pulled my hand away and stepped back a bit. Excuse me, but I think I'll pay for this book and go back home.
También, si lo prefieres, podría invitarte a comer.
Stop! Also, if you prefer, I could invite you for a meal.
No sería como una cita, pero al menos es una forma de pedirte disculpas luego de haberme chocado contigo de esa manera tan brusca.
It wouldn't be like a date, but at least it's a way to apologize for bumping into you in such a rough way. Okay, that sounded a bit strange.
Además, podría servirte para olvidar tus problemas un rato.
Plus, it might help you forget about your problems for a while.
¿Qué dices? ¿Aceptas?
What do you say? Would you be up for that? Are you up for it? It doesn't look like I have much of a choice. Sure, why not?
Perfecto. Te acompaño a que pagues tu libro y nos vamos.
Perfect. Let's go pay for your book and then we'll leave. He seems harmless, and if something strange happens, I'll just run and shout to the nearest security guard. As we walked together towards the cashier, he seemed notably cheerful, as if he had won the lottery or gotten something he had wanted for a while. Could inviting a stranger for a meal be the most exciting thing that has ever happened in his life? Oh, that's really sad. When paying for my book, he offered to carry it for me, which was a bit silly as it wasn't that heavy, but I suppose he's trying to be a gentleman or something like that. At times, I glanced at him and caught myself staring at him oddly, but it seemed not to bother him. He simply smiled and continued walking towards the food court. I mean, don't forget, you've got like a single peanut in your refrigerator.
Entonces, ¿qué te gustaría comer?
So, what would you like to eat?
¿Tal vez algún dulce? Los helados de pop-up son una gran opción, aunque también podrías ordenar algún postre en la oaxaqueña. Pero si quieres comer alguna otra cosa, podrías probar algo de Queen Bee. Tienen una de las mejores hamburguesas que he probado.
Perhaps something sweet. The ice creams at Popov's are a great choice. Ooh. Although, you could also order dessert from La Ojecueña. But if you'd like something else, you could try something from Queen Bee. They have some of the best burgers I've ever ate. Burger. I love burger.
Tú solo pide, yo invito.
Just order what you want. My treat. The stomach pain hit me again when he suggested eating something sweet. My mind could only imagine the face of the guy from that cafe and his stupid gift. Honestly, I didn't have any appetite for something like that. In fact, I wouldn't even want to think about something that reminds me of that guy. Was he really that bad? Did I miss something? He doesn't seem all that bad. Well, I don't really feel like having something sweet, you know. How about something spicy? Do you think you could recommend something good with that?
¡Claro! Adoro lo picante. Vuelvo enseguida. Sé justo el lugar donde pedir unas buenas alitas picantes.
Also, precious baby. Oh, he's so excited. Of course, I love spicy food. I'll be right back. I know just the place to get some great spicy wings. His reaction was quite unexpected. He was overly excited, as if I had read his mind. Before leaving, he handed me my book and happily went to get the food. I waited for him for about 10 minutes at one of the many available tables in the place, but I couldn't help but remain alert. Even though some time had passed, I couldn't shake off the thought that that guy from the cafe might still be looking for me around the place. While I looked around to make sure the cafe stranger wasn't nearby, the other guy returned, startling me a bit as he spoke from behind my shoulder.
¿Se te perdió algo o alguien?
Did you lose something? Or someone? Stop! Once I turned around, I noticed he was also scanning the area, as if he was trying to help me find what I was looking for. I chuckled a bit as his exaggerated scanning of the place, realizing how silly it was to feel that way right now. After all, if the weird guy dared to approach me, I could ask this guy for help with him. You can tell, just by looking at him, that with a single punch, he could send you straight to the morgue. What's going on here? There's some shenanigans going on here with you two. I didn't lose anyone or anything. I just thought you left with the food and left me here all by myself. He looks surprised for a moment, then chuckles at my comment.
Sé que dije que adoraba lo picante, pero no es para tanto. Mira, aquí te traje este combo especial para ti y solo para ti.
I know I said I love spicy food, but it's not that I'm obsessed with it. Here, I got you this special combo, just for you. He slides a box filled with spicy wings, along with some fries and various dressings. Ooh. While I devoured one wing after another, the guy simply watched me eat attentively, as if enjoying my company without needing anything in return. However, I noticed something. So, what were you doing going to the bookstore? You didn't buy anything after bumping into me. I thought you were going to buy the book you saw in the window. What happened? He blushes a bit as he looks directly into my eyes and takes my free hand on the table.
Pues en realidad no quería exactamente un libro, ¿sabes?
Well, actually, I didn't exactly want a book, you know?
Te vi a través del ventanal de la librería y me llamaste la atención, pero no tenía una buena excusa para hablarte, así que entré para ver si podía al menos ayudarte a buscar un libro y así conversar sin parecer un rarito.
I saw you through the window, and you caught my attention, but I didn't have a good excuse to talk to you, so I went inside to see if I could at least help you find a book and start a conversation without seeming like a weirdo.
Sin embargo, por estar muy apresurado, choqué sin querer contigo.
However, in my haste, I accidentally bumped into you.
No pensé que así sería la forma en la que nos conoceríamos. Me vi como un idiota haciéndote caer al suelo de esa forma, y realmente me disculpo por eso.
It didn't even cross into my mind that this would be the way we'd meet. I felt like an idiot making you fall like that, and I truly apologize for it. He smiled again and chuckled after saying that, seeming unembarrassed by anything that had happened. Despite his somewhat silly response, it was really genuine, more than I expected. I really wish he were my date.
Irony.
Maybe this is a Superman kind of thing. Like he looks like a different person if he puts on his hoodie and puts on a hat. As I felt him gently squeeze my hand, I couldn't help but notice his eyes. In fact, I hadn't noticed the difference in color until now. He's quite unique.
Por cierto, mi nombre es Charles. Un gusto conocerte, calabacita.
By the way, my name is Charles. Pleasure to meet you, Pumpkin. Pumpkin? I like that. Okay, that's new. No one in my life has ever called me that in such a peculiar way, but I guess at this point it doesn't matter. I'll just ignore it for now. Besides, it's not an ugly nickname, so who cares? I like your name. Mine is Espoir. It means hope in French, as in I hope there are no shenanigans going on here. But I know there are.
Pero qué nombre tan bonito. Suena tan único y fascinante. Al igual que tú.
Stop. Gosh darn it, I don't know if it's the Spanish voice actor or him and his pretty eyes. Stop. What a beautiful name. It sounds so unique and fascinating. Just like you. I couldn't help but blush instantly at hearing him say that. My name wasn't really anything special, but somehow hearing him say something like that just made my nerves come back. While he stared into my eyes, I briefly looked at my phone and got a bit startled at the time. If I didn't leave soon, it'd be very late getting home. I'm sorry. I have to go. Thanks for the meal, Charles. Maybe we can hang out another day. Can I have your number? I saw him hesitate for a moment and step back a bit, perhaps still not thinking I needed to leave so soon from here. However, he spoke again, after releasing a sigh, now having a somewhat more serious look than before.
Me encantaría, pero ahora mismo no lo tengo conmigo. Lo olvidé en mi casa sin querer antes de venir aquí.
I would love to, but I don't have it with me right now. I accidentally left it at home before coming here.
Pero si te parece bien, puedes darme tu número. Prometo que te escribiré una vez llegue, ¿sí?
But if it's okay with you, could you give me your number? I promise to text you once I get back, alright? Oh, well, that's fine. I didn't make much of it, and simply wrote my number on his hand with a pen I had in my pocket. After taking my book and saying goodbye, I headed as quickly as possible towards the exit. Starlux. Great. It seems that my bad luck found me again. I saw some people taking refuge from the rain under nearby buildings. However, not having anything to cover myself with, I couldn't just run into the metro station. It was too far away, and I wouldn't want to catch a cold just from running in the rain for a week. While pondering what to do, I heard a familiar voice behind me.
¿Necesitas ayuda?
Need a hand? Oh, Charles. I turned around and saw him with an umbrella in hand and a wide smile on his face. Charles.
Veo que aún no terminamos nuestra no cita.
Seems like our not date isn't over yet.
Es broma, pero ya fuera de juegos.
Just kidding. But seriously.
Si quieres puedo ayudarte con este amiguito, aunque eso significa acompañarte a tu casa.
If you want to, I can help you out with this little guy. But that means walking you back home.
Claro, solo si te parece bien.
Of course, only if you're okay with it. He showed me an umbrella he had in his hand, waiting for a response. This is really very convenient. It's a bit scary. Wait, did he already have that umbrella with him? Now, you're in a mall. He could have just ran somewhere else and bought it really quickly. No shenanigans here, probably. Maybe. I hadn't noticed it before, or maybe I didn't pay enough attention. Setting aside all these uncertainties, I realized he was still staring at me, waiting for an answer. I really feel like I don't have any other option. If I decline, I'll have to walk in the rain, and I'll probably end up catching a cold. I can't just simply not go to work now. I really need the money.
Entonces...
So...
¿Aceptas o...?
You're okay with that? Or...
¿Prefieres quedarte aquí y seguir esperando a que la lluvia pare? Aunque no parece que eso vaya a ocurrir pronto, si me lo preguntas.
Would you rather stay here and keep waiting for the rain to stop? Though it doesn't seem like that's going to happen soon, if you ask me. How do you know that, Charles? I nodded while rolling my eyes, approaching him as we exited the mall, ready to share the umbrella and shield ourselves from the rain. We walked silently in the rain. He seemed to enjoy the scenery, maintaining a calm expression on his face while holding the umbrella handle. Oh. I feel the need to clarify things. I feel like if I don't, this guy will end up inviting himself to my apartment or something like that. It takes me a moment to decide to speak. Listen, I don't want you to misunderstand things. I don't want you to accompany me home or anything like that. I'd be content if you just walked with me to the train station, okay? He smiles at me, not looking absolutely surprised or disappointed by what I just said.
Oh, pero parecía que ya éramos muy cercanos.
Aw, but it seemed like we were already so close.
Digo, después de todo, estamos demasiado juntos bajo el paraguas ahora mismo. ¿No lo crees?
I mean, after all, we're so close under the umbrella right now, don't you think? The sarcasm in his tone was too evident when he said that. Stop! He's a smoothie. Definitely a smoothie. But it was true. Now that he mentioned it, if it was embarrassing, sharing an umbrella meant we had to be very close. I could even feel his body heat, and at times my hand brushed against his hip. He blushes a bit, but doesn't take his eyes off me.
No te preocupes, lo entiendo. Solo estoy bromeando y molestándote un rato.
Don't worry, I get it. I'm just joking and teasing you a bit.
No debes darle tanta importancia. Además, tengo otras cosas que hacer algo lejos de aquí de todas formas. Pero al menos disfruto de este momento y de serte útil de alguna manera.
You shouldn't take it too seriously. Besides, I have other things to do. Somewhere far from here, anyway. But I'm at least enjoying this moment, and being useful in some way to you. Being useful? He refers to helping me with the umbrella? It was helpful, but it's not that big of a deal. As we walked, we kept bumping into each other, although he tried not to make it too obvious. His embarrassed expression said it all. I felt my cheeks blush a bit. I had to admit that having him closer allowed me to appreciate how attractive he was. However, I could see him smiling in a somewhat mischievous way and slowly getting closer to my face. This caught me by surprise, causing me to slip accidentally. Fortunately, before falling completely, he grabbed my hand to prevent me from hurting myself. Once I stood up again, I saw him chuckle a little.
En serio, eres algo especial, Calabacita.
You're really something else, Espoir.
Solo estoy molestándote. No te tomes las cosas tan en serio. Solo es una bromita de amigos, ¿sí?
I'm just teasing. Don't take things so seriously. It's just a friendly joke, right?
Aunque si con una simple broma reaccionas así, será mejor que te vigile muy bien.
But if you react like that to a simple joke, I better keep a close eye on you. This means nothing. You were the one who got too close to me without warning, and had a very wrong time. He notices my annoyance, and decides to keep walking as if none of it had happened, although he never removes that smile from his face. After a couple of meters, he seems a bit restless, as if he had a constant thought bothering him. I touch his shoulder to snap him out of it, and he smiles again. Perhaps he has too many things to deal with. That reminded me, he said he had something far away to do. Maybe it was getting late for him, and he's just kindly accompanying me. Is something bothering you? I know it's none of my business, but if you have something to do, it's better to continue your path and not be late for that place.
No es para tanto. Solo tengo muchas cosas en mi cabeza últimamente que aún no puedo descifrar. Es algo tonto en realidad.
It's not that big of a deal. I just have a lot on my mind lately that I can't decipher. It's actually silly.
Además, no tengo tanta urgencia de ir ahí. Solamente es una reunión familiar o algo por el estilo.
Plus, I'm not in such a hurry to go there. It's just a family gathering or something like that.
Si te soy honesto, realmente no me importa.
If I'm honest with you, I really don't care. A family gathering? Well, I have nothing to do with that. Luckily, we're just a couple of blocks away from the metro, so if you want, you can leave me here and go to your meeting.
¿Qué? No. Te acompañaré hasta que estés dentro de la estación. Así al menos sabré que estás en un lugar seguro.
Oh. What? No. I'll accompany you until you're inside the station. That way, at least, I'll know you're in a safe place.
Es lo mínimo que puedo hacer. Piensa que hago esto como el cuidado de un ángel guardián.
Stop! It's the least I can do. Think of it as me being a guardian angel. Did he just say guardian angel? He doesn't even let me process his response and immediately winks, teasingly. He laughs again without taking his eyes off me.
Realmente es divertido pasar tiempo contigo. No me había divertido así en mucho tiempo.
God, it's really fun spending time with you. I haven't had this much fun in a long time.
Espero ya esta no sea la última vez que nos veamos, calabacita?
I hope this isn't the last time we see each other, Espoir?
Te estaré escribiendo para ver cuándo volvemos a salir.
I'll be texting you to arrange another outing. Right, I gave him my phone number. I'd completely forgotten about that. I didn't want to rush things, so I thought about my response without realizing that we had already arrived at the metro station gates. He quickly speaks up.
¿Sabes? Mejor quédatelo. Así tendré una mejor excusa para volver a verte y asegurarme de que volveremos a salir.
Aw, you know what? Keep it. That way I'll have a better excuse to see you again and make sure we go out again.
Además de que la lluvia aún no ha parado y seguramente lo necesitarás luego.
Plus, the rain hasn't stopped yet, and you'll probably need it later.
Trata de no perderlo, ¿sí?
Oh, I'll guard this umbrella with my life. Try not to lose it, okay? He takes my hand and hands me the umbrella, smiles once more, and before leaving, he briefly touches my cheek before running off, laughing. Aw, not caring about getting wet in the rain.
¡Nos vemos!
Until next time. Sweet baby. Suspicious baby. But very sweet. Aw. I touched my cheek for a moment. I could feel myself blushing again. I guess he really didn't care about taking shelter from the rain. I just watched as he disappeared among the people and the fog of the place. I see the umbrella in my hand in complete silence. Perhaps I should have returned it, but I really had no choice. I couldn't even give him an answer. What's for sure is that we'll definitely see each other again. Now there's something that guarantees that encounter. I smiled a bit, thinking I'd see Charles again. But if it doesn't happen, at least I have a free spare umbrella. After entering the metro and buying my ticket home, I could see the train was about to leave in a few minutes. Not again! When will they fix this crappy, fluffing schedule? I better run if I want to get home. Ugh. Well, that was nice. No shenanigans there. No shenanigans at all. This has been a day with a roller coaster of emotions. I just hope that things from now on will be calmer. I don't want any more surprises. I decided to uninstall the dating app and delete all the information I had shared with that jerk. I don't want to cross paths with him again in my life.
Irony.
Funny you should say that. It's enough knowing that he's in the same city. But even though I wanted to block him, I didn't know his real name. But he doesn't know mine either. We only know each other by our nicknames on the app, and I don't think that that's enough for him to find me. Well, at least that reassures me a bit. Now that I think about it, Charles. I hope he didn't catch a cold because of me. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the umbrella, but by his actions, it seemed like he wanted to walk with me for a while and make sure I was okay. Unconsciously, I placed my hand on my cheek, letting out a slight sigh as I left the umbrella beside the couch and headed to my room to finally get some sleep. It's time for me to go to sleep. Tomorrow, I have to go pay my cell phone bill, although I feel like I'm forgetting something. Well, it can't be that important. I let out a small yawn before silencing my phone and placing it on the nightstand, connecting it to fully charge by morning. Oh, did you forget? Oh wait, Charles doesn't have your number, so you can't text him back, but did you forget to get food? Now, off to dreamland. Turning off the lights, I slowly made my way to bed. God, I'm exhausted. I began to snuggle into my sheets and hug my plushies, feeling like I could fall asleep at any moment. I heard my phone vibrate a couple of times insistently, so I decided to pick it up for a moment to see what was going on. Huh? A message from an unknown number? Hello, Pumpkin. It's Charles. I just finished all my errands and remembered you and my umbrella. Tell me, would you like to go out tomorrow? Maybe we could have dinner or do something fun. But this time, you're treating for the wings. Just kidding. I'll be waiting for you at the train station today. Hope to see you there. Oh, it's just him. For a moment, I thought it was someone else. He's quite straightforward, all over a simple umbrella. Goodness. My eyes are too heavy to reply right now. Maybe I'll respond tomorrow. How nice, how lovely. No shenanigans here. No shenanigans here. You know what? I forgive you. I forgive you for that. That scared the bedazzles out of me, but it's okay. It's okay. Editor me. She put up the jump scare warning. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah, my heart is racing. Thank you for that. It's okay. It's okay. I had a lovely time. It's all right. I'll give you that one. You do it again and I'll smack you. Sorry. I think I startled you.
Me dejé llevar por un momento. Es que ya estás por irte, ¿no?
I got carried away for a moment. It's just that you're about to leave, right?
Bueno, de todas formas te veré pronto, calabacita. Dulces sueños.
Well, anyway, I'll see you soon, Pumpkin. Sweet dreams.
Estoy encantado de conocerte.
I'm so delighted to meet you. Same here, Charles. Same here.
Estaré esperándote, mi amor.
I'll be waiting for you, my love. I forgot to choose the, this is getting weird. This is getting weird. Honestly, I don't feel comfortable with all of this. The guy looked up with a clear confusion on his face, but didn't respond to what I just said. Judging by his attitude, It seemed like he's not willing to continue the conversation, or his nerves are so overwhelming that he doesn't know what to say. Plus, so far, he's just apologized, and that's it. He doesn't even try to talk to me. God, what did I get myself into? The thing is, how do you know I'm the person you're looking for? As soon as I said that, his hands started shaking rapidly. With clumsy movements, he grabbed a backpack next to him and started searching for something inside. Okay, this is getting scary now. After a few seconds, he took out his cell phone from the backpack. He slowly slid his phone towards me and tapped the screen a couple of times, indicating that I should see something there. Hesitating a bit, I took the cell phone. I wanted to end this once and for all so I could leave. Huh? Okay. He was saying the truth on that note he sent me. He's my date. On his phone screen was the dating app, specifically my profile bio. I opened the chat and found the conversation we had in the last few days. Okay, it is you. When I gave him back his phone, I could see he was a little bit more relaxed, yet I still had a doubt. But you never texted me all this time. In fact, the cafe is far from where we were supposed to meet. How did you find me here? Yeah. And why are your eyes doing that red dot thing?
Así que dime, ¿te gustó el pastel? Elegí el de fresa porque es mi sabor favorito, así que supuse que también te podría gustar.
Shenanigans! So tell me, did you like the cake? I chose strawberry because it's my favorite flavor, so I figured you might like it too. Now that I've played a bit more, is this Charles? Is that you, Charles? Get out of my brain, Charles! Huh? What just happened? This is weird. I feel a void in my head. Might I disassociated for a moment? Or I fell asleep with my eyes open again? Perhaps it must be just my imagination. I'd better not dwell on it. I turned to my date, who was smiling at me. They look a bit different, don't they? Wait, did they ask me something? Man, I should stop getting so distracted. Excuse me, what did you say? My confession makes them laugh at me, revealing their fang. Aww. Although many people might consider that a flaw, it's really something cute about them. He has a moe fang. While trying to calm down his laughter, he looked directly into my eyes.
Hablaba del pastel, cielo. ¿Te gustó?
I was talking about the cake, sweetie. Do you like it? Sweetie? Is it me, or is he trying to flirt with me? Even though that flatters me a lot, this situation is definitely making my nerves get all to my head. But why would he... But why would he behave like that? Oh, Fluff, I forgot! He doesn't know that I use the dating app to meet other people, and not because I want to find a partner. Oh... Surely he wants to try to have something more serious with me. Fluff, I need to clarify things as soon as possible before this gets any worse. Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was a nice gesture on your part, although it wasn't necessary for you to buy it for me. But don't take it the wrong way. Seriously, it's really nice that you took the trouble to give me this.
Me alegra que te gustara. Este lugar hace los mejores pasteles de fresa en la ciudad.
I'm glad you liked it. This place makes the best strawberry cakes in town. I'd like to share it with you. It's the least I can do to save you the trouble. He shook his head, declining my offer to share his gift, with a lovely smile on his face. Darn it, surely he's doing it because he wants to be chivalrous with me. I must say it now.
Por cierto...
I need to tell you... By the way... He unexpectedly interrupted me, and when I looked up, I could see a slight confusion on his face.
Yeah?
¿Hay algo que quieras decirme?
Is there something you want to tell me?
Excuse me?
Oh, lo digo por la expresión en tu cara. Pareciera que quieres decirme algo.
Oh, I say that because of the expression on your face. It seems like you want to tell me something.
Dime, ¿hay algún asunto que te moleste?
Tell me. Is there something bothering you?
The way he bites his little lip, it's so cute, but
How the heck did he notice? Really, I must learn to be more subtle with my emotions. Or maybe this guy's just really good at reading my face, that no matter how hard I try, he'll know I want to say something. Well, the truth is that doesn't matter. I set aside the cake and my shake for a moment to try to gain a bit more confidence. I must tell him the truth without thinking about the possible reaction and consequences he might have. Don't take this the wrong way, but the dating app we met through?
Sí, ¿qué hay con eso?
Yes. What about it?
well,
I don't use it, nor do I plan to use it, to find a partner. I only downloaded it to make new friends, and to try to forget about what happened with my ex-boyfriend, and I know it's really silly and stupid, but I hope you can understand. He immediately frowned, as if he truly didn't understand what I just said. Perhaps he was disappointed in me for not making the situation clear from the start. Buddy? Now hold on. Calm down, buddy. The silence grew, and it only made my nerves worse. Was it really that bad to say I wasn't looking for a partner? I just kept eating. Suddenly, I heard him trying to hold back his laughter. But what... What kind of reaction is that? Is he angry? Whatever it is, it's just making me more anxious. When I get home, I'll change my bio to just looking for friends to avoid this problem in the future.
Discúlpame, no quería reaccionar así. Es que realmente no entiendo por qué piensas que me ofendería solo porque no quieres tener pareja en este momento.
does he have little hearts in his eyes?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to react like that. I just don't really understand why you think I would be offended just because you don't want a partner right now.
Es algo totalmente comprensible y si solo quieres que seamos simples amigos o conocidos, ¿está bien? No es necesario que me des explicaciones.
It's completely understandable. And if you just want us to be simple friends or acquaintances, that's fine. You don't need to explain anything.
Después de todo, es tu vida, ¿no es así? No importa lo que yo opine. Lo importante es lo que tú quieres hacer con ella.
After all, it's your life, right? No matter what I think, what's important is what you want to do with it.
Are you serious?
Muy en serio.
Absolutely.
No pienses tanto en eso, ¿sí?
Don't dwell too much about it, okay?
Yes, thank you. It's the nicest thing someone has said to me so far.
Wow, I really didn't expect that. Even though he's a bit strange, he seems to be a very good person. He just smiled at me again, as if that was his way of showing his appreciation and support for me.
Hey.
If you don't mind, I'd like to get to know you better. Would you like to hang out again sometime?
Oh.
What I said surprised him a lot. Perhaps he was expecting a different response from me, maybe asking to take it slow or suggesting we take some time before going out again. But I think it's best to stay in touch with him. It feels like he's the support I've been waiting for all this time to start my new life in this city. Besides, his reactions are so appealing that I couldn't forget him, even if I wanted to. It's like each of his actions is made by a slightly audacious lamb. Aw, this is the second time he's compared to a lamb. Although, I couldn't help but notice something. My head feels light again. Better not pay attention to it. I noticed how he looked surprised by my question about staying in touch. However, His finger kept moving rapidly on the table. Aww. As if it had a life of its own or something. Is it normal that your finger moves like that? All he does is glance at his hand and quickly clasp his index finger with the other.
Oh, lo siento. Supongo que me emocioné. Definitivamente es un sí. Me encantaría que nos siguiéramos conociendo.
Oh, sorry. I think I got a little carried away. Definitely. Yes. I'd love to keep getting to know each other. Perfect. I'd better... And I accidentally ate the entire cake. Why did that jump scare make me laugh so much? Why was I not angry? Well, that was lovely. That was absolutely lovely. This is a high-quality visual novel here. The art is already gorgeous. The voice acting is really, really good. I think I've fallen in love with Charles and Charlie's voice. I know just enough Espanol to kind of hear it and understand what they're saying, but that's really interesting. And gosh darn it, they were right. They were right. I can't wait to see more of Charles and Charlie. They both will be smooched. Hey, you only have to buy one wedding ring. But I would love to know what you think in the comments, so you could put a comment down there about what you think of the boyos and this whole situation, because there's definitely some shenanigans going on here. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.